If you're a small YouTuber like myself, there's a lot of terms that get thrown out of there that sometimes can just go over your head. Watch time, retention, analytics, CTR, traffic source, all of those things. However, knowing those numbers and that data is important, and it's very important to the YouTube CEO folks because they watch all of us, even as little channels. And if we are not meeting important metrics, you'll get a nice little email like this letting you know you got X amount of days to meet these numbers or you're fired. So if you don't want to end up like me pushing out all of this content so I don't get the boot, stay tuned. Plus I have a bonus tip at the end of the video that you don't want to miss. Hello beautiful people from across the lands. It is your girl 𝗖𝗛𝗡 Nicole. Join me on my journey to financial independence by eliminating debt, creating multiple streams of income, and inspiring others like you to dream again. So if this is your first time meeting me, hello, how you doing? If you are returning because you saw that I got a nice little notice from YouTube that I'm about to get fired and I got a short amount of time to reach 4,000 hours, you already know what mission we're on right now, so keep watching. But in this video today, I'm going to talk about some very key metrics and important things that you need to know to help grow your YouTube channel. I am currently monetized during this recording of this video, but I did get a notice from YouTube letting me know that because my metrics are low, I'm not meeting that 4,000 watch time hours within the past 12 months, I am at risk of losing my monetization. So I don't want that to be you. So listen to me, please listen to me. There are some important metrics and numbers that we're going to go over. That's not rocket science, but they're really, really important to know. I'm going to take you behind the scene of my channel so you can see my analytics, and we're going to get all into how you can be successful and not end up like your girl stressing out, recording every day. Okay, first thing is watch time and retention. So watch time is the amount of time that is accumulated when someone is watching your video. So if you're on here for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, that is your watch time. Those are the minutes and hours that are accumulating. Retention is how long they are staying on the video. And so there's a huge emphasis within the first 5 to 10, 30 seconds. It's very important to kind of capture your audience, and YouTube pays attention to that. And if they see that people are dropping off your video within the first 5 to 10 seconds, they're not going to push it in the algorithm. So you want to make sure that you're accumulating that watch time, but that watch time is going to be accumulated if you're able to retain your audience. So you want to pay attention to, the pattern of people watching your videos, and there's actually a cool way that you can do it in analytics I'm going to show you right now.
Okay, let's take a look at my analytics. So we're in my YouTube studio. We're going to click on the analytics. And in regards to your watch time and retention, we are looking at the amount of hours or minutes, the amount of hours that are being accumulated from our watch time. And the key point is the retention, because if we want those hours to add up, we need folks staying on our videos for a long time. So one of the things that YouTube does is that it always is kind of preset to the last 28 days. And so you'll see the activity of your YouTube studio based on the last 28 days. If you want to change and kind of get a more in-depth view, you can, change the time frame there. But for the sake of this video, we're going to look at the last 28 days. And so one of the things that's important is they have the summarization here. So we accumulated about 50 hours of watch hours. And then it's going to show you at the bottom the top content that brought in that watch time for you. And there's some important numbers here. So here you see 5 minutes and 13 seconds, about 33.2%. What does that actually mean? So it says average view duration. When you see average view duration, think duration, the amount of time someone spent on my video, aka retention. This is where you can go and figure out your retention. If you click on the particular video, it breaks it down even further, which we're going to do right now. So when I click on this particular video, it's going to show me since the publication of this video, how much views it came in, the amount of hours is accumulated, subscribers, and the amount of ching ching bling-a-ling money it's brought me. So one of the things that you want to pay attention when you're trying to figure out your duration or your retention is what are some of the patterns. So on average, people are staying on this particular video for a little over 5 minutes, which is about 33%. And from my understanding, that's actually relatively good. Although this video is 15 minutes long, on average, the majority of the people are staying on for about 5 minutes. Now, one of the key metrics here that YouTube pay very close attention to is the first 30 seconds. You can see at the bottom, it says 64% of viewers are still watching at around the 30-second mark, which is above typical. Now, YouTube pay very, very close attention to those first 30 seconds. If people are dropping off within the first 30 seconds, you're not going to get that YouTube magic algorithm juice kind of poured on you for your video to be pushed into the algorithm. So if you are experiencing issues with retention, you want to pay attention. Is in the first 30 seconds of my video, are folks dropping off? If so, why? Is my intro too long? Am I not getting to the point right away? Am I making sure that the title that I said that I'm going to be talking about, I'm addressing it within that first 30 seconds? Like, what's happening? Also, what's really cool about this metric here is you can figure out where some of the dips or peaks are in your video. You can kind of see here with this particular video, which talks about my sister locks right here, probably, represents the first 5 minutes is relatively high. And then it's gradually goes down, but kind of stays steady into the end. One of the places where you can go to look at the dips is right here. And so dip means viewers are abandoning or skipping a certain part of your video. So my dip is happening actually where I want it to happen, towards the end. So the majority of people are hopping off a few seconds before my video is over, which is good. However, if this dip was happening in the middle of my video or in the first 30 seconds of my video, then I need to be concerned and I need to pay attention to what's happening to the retention in this particular video. Oh my goodness, that's not a good freeze face. So we're going to end this explanation here, but that's how you kind of analyze and figure out your retention.
So the next metric you want to pay attention to is your CTR, which is your click-through rate. And we're not starting over. Raw and real, which is your click-through rate and impressions. And your click-through rate is basically when your thumbnail is shown to a potential viewer, how often are they actually clicking on that thumbnail? And that is really important because if your thumbnail and title is captivating the audience to actually click and watch your video, that is signaling YouTube to push that video even more. Now your impressions, so think of your first time impression when you're meeting someone. Like you walk up, like what is your first impression? You see them face to face. So on YouTube, that correlates to when your thumbnail is coming across their browser, or maybe they're already part of your community and they get a notification that your video is live. The impressions is how many people are seeing that thumbnail, and the click-through rate is once they see it, are they clicking on it to learn more and to actually watch your video? And so if you are noticing that your impressions, or maybe you may have a high impressions but your click-through rate is down, that means your video is being pushed through, but something about either your thumbnail or your title is not clear enough to entice the viewer to want to click. So you want to pay attention to those metrics, and I'm going to show you now how you can see that on the back end in YouTube. And don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Remember, I am currently a small YouTuber, so my impressions and click-through rate may be a little bit all over the place, but we are learning together, okay, with no judgment.
Okay, now this important metric in regards to your CTR, your click-through rate, you're going to click on content to get the overview of that. So when you click on content, I don't know why automatically it sets to shorts because YouTube is prioritizing shorts, but we want to look at videos right now. So click over to videos. And when you do videos, you're going to see your impressions here and your click-through rate. Now, remember, impressions is kind of like that drive-by, people who are kind of driving by and seeing you, and then those who are actually clicking once they see you. So my impressions are relatively 37% more than the last 28 days, which is a good sign to me, which means my videos are being pushed in front of more people. And then overall for my channel right now, my click-through rate is about 4.4%. And I'm not sure if that's high or low. I don't see a green arrow, so I'm guessing it means kind of like average. And as you can see here, my overall views is kind of down in the gray, which is 62 less than usual. But with the click-through rate, you can see overall for your channel. Now, if you want to look at a particular video to see how it's doing, we'll go to the content tab here and let's click on this video because this video is popping, honey. We'll click on the analytics and then we'll click on reach and it'll let me know. So here, particularly with this video, I see my impressions is 2.8. So that's that drive-by, people who's driving by my storefront, and then those who are actually stopping by to see if they want to buy. So that's 2.9% impression click-through rate, and it's bringing in about 123 views, which is 73 more than usual for my channel. So your analytics, when you see the green or the gray, it's comparing it's comparing or calculating the activity particularly to your channel. So if your channel in the last 28 days was relatively low, and then the next 28 days you start to see a boost, you're going to see the green. Let's say you have a very strong boost in 1 month, then it dropped down, you're going to kind of go back to the gray. So your analytics is tailored to the activity that's happening, particularly to your channel. It's not compared to other channels, which I think is pretty cool and a good confident booster, because I feel like my self-esteem would be shot if it compared me to everybody else.
The next important metric is your audience insights and demographics. And you're able to see this on the back end in your YouTube studio to see what type of people are gravitating towards my content, gravitating towards my message and personality. This is going to be key because it's going to help you come up with ideas and make sure you're actually talking directly to your audience. And so for me, my audience is people who are looking to make extra income, looking to have financial independence. Maybe they're interested in starting a small business, like starting a YouTube channel. So my folks are very money-minded, oriented people who are looking into side hustles and looking to just make extra money and develop as a person. And so in regards to the demographics, you can see on the back end the age range, the sex and gender of the folks that are coming in and watching your videos. And this can kind of help you begin to kind of tailor your message as you can see what type of people are coming in and gravitating towards me. And I can make sure that I'm actually talking to my people and not talking just straight over their heads. And so this demographic is really important because it's going to help you with your messaging. And also, if you already have what, you know, in the business world they like to call your avatar identified, you can see if the avatar that you identify, particularly for your YouTube audience or your business, are the people that are actually gravitating towards you. And if they're not, you need to figure out what in your messaging or what is it that you may not be conveying that's getting them to attract to your channel and to the audience that you want to grow. Yeah, but y'all got the message.
I actually gave y'all dated information because YouTube got a whole lot fancier with their audience, but clearly I don't know because I haven't been to work in 6 months. I digress. Okay. So with the audience, you actually get to see a little bit more, some things that I did not know that they do now. So similar to what I was saying, you get to see the demographics, but they also show you a percentage of folks who are subscribed and have that all notifications turned on, and then subscribers who turned on all notifications for your channel and enabled YouTube notifications. And so for my channel, it's 11.3%, and it's saying that the typical is between 10 to 30. So I'm averaging, and I don't even like advertise and say that, like, oh, hit the subscribe and notification bell. And then here is between 5 to 20%. And so I'm a little bit above the typical average. So that's pretty cool. You get to learn the behaviors of your audience. And similar to what I was saying here, well, you also get to see who's the amount that are not subscribed and subscribed. So the amount of people where the watch time particularly is coming from. So a lot of my watch time is coming from 94.8% of people who are not subscribed. Yes, I'm judging you. And then at the bottom here, you have the demographics, you know, with the gender, and then the age range, which is, y'all younger than me. It's 18 to 24. I am in this age range for a couple more days and I'm gonna be moving on down, but a lot of my folks is relatively young. Okay, interesting. So yeah, this is good to know and to see for your audience and the different demographics. And you know, YouTube got a little fancy and added some stuff here, but this is where you can go and kind of view that information.
And my bonus tip is you want to make sure that you're fully optimizing your video to drive traffic to it. There are some key things that you have to do in YouTube to make sure that this is happening. And then there's just some other things that are just completely out of your control that the YouTube gods themselves kind of put some little razzle dazzle on your video and, you know, kind of pushing in an algorithm. But to kind of set yourself up for success, optimizing the SEO on the back end is very, very important to do. And I'm going to get more into that in this video here. It may not be up depending on how fast I can record it, but if it's already up, just make sure you click it, and we're gonna go into a little bit more in depth on what are certain things that you want to look out for to optimize your SEO in YouTube to make sure that you're getting the most traffic that you can. I hope you found this video helpful. We are on a mission to keep my job in YouTube, so please be sure to check out another video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, dream, believe, and achieve.